Let's go to you, Graeme, now. And this is new words. See how in touch you are with the new words as they're forming in the language. You have 90 seconds for these questions, and your time starts now. What's the meaning of mouse potato?
This triumph of genetic engineering is a jacket potato that gets its own cheese.
That's actually a better definition, but it, in fact, is a person who spends an excessive amount of time in front of a computer. A car bra.
It holds up traffic.
I'll give you a point for that. It's a protective device to be fitted over the front of a car. Why do you want to do that? I don't know. Jaggies.
Thick lips.
That's jaggers, not jaggies. They are the process of making jagged ends less noticeable. What on earth that would be? I don't know. Karoshi.
Japanese car wash.
That is death caused by overwork, but there you are. Lamping.
That's table tennis played with a small sheep. Lamping.
I don't think so. A form of hunting using a bright light to dazzle the hunted animal. Yeah. Well, you might have gone up with that. Granny dumping.
That's a very unpleasant habit. It's dumping your granny outside a hospital.
That's it, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll get a point for that. You're abandoning a granny or old person anywhere where you shouldn't. Marzipan layer.
It's one of those blokes who comes round and offers to do the driveway.
A middle-ranking stockbroking executive. A slaphead.
A very, very handsome man.
Yeah. Yes. 2 points for that. Oh, that's it, I'm afraid. And you got 4 points there. So Graeme won on the points count there. Let's go and take a vote now, so see which way you're swinging at the moment. So vote blue if you like the blue party, red if you like the red, and do it with your bits of equipment now. And there we are. And the red party are 54 to 46. Well, It's not much that you're behind, but it's kind of swinging against you, isn't it, Graeme?
Well, look, Clive, if I could make one thing perfectly clear, believe me, I would.
Yes. OK, now we come to a game called State of the Nation, and our politicians have to try and work out what this studio audience would have answered to 4 questions, one each. Mark, your one is this. Name something that Germans are good at.
I'll tell you some things that the Germans are good at. Standing up in their bureaucratic chambers in Brussels and telling us that we can't have a bendy banana anymore. That's what they're good at.
But Brussels is in Belgium. It's not in Germany at all.
Ah, yes, well, that was this morning. How do we know that? Telling us that we've got to win Wimbledon and score in penalty shootouts. These things just aren't the British way.
Yeah. All right, so what do you think the actual answer is? Just plump for one of these.
I would think scoring at penalties.
Scoring penalties. Let's see if that's what the most popular answer was, scoring at penalties. Starting wars. People with slightly longer memories and prejudices than that. Starting wars, though, oddly enough, losing wars was the third most popular. Beaten into third place by sun lounger reservations. Picking on Steve McQueen. I don't know what that would be now. We stayed too much watching films. The second question goes to Doon, and the question asked here was, what annoys you most about men? What do you think the most popular answer to that would be?
Well, I think men have a terribly hard time with the roles that they're forced to play. They don't know whether to be new lad or new dad. So, I mean, if I was pressed, I would say beards, flatulence, nasal hair, hairy backs, bum cracks, skid marks, foul language, going, yes! Dribbling, gobbing, fiddling with their bollocks, beer bellies and burping. But, I mean, you know, I'm really nitpicking here.
Yes.
So,
Can you just pick one of those?
Yes, I'd say beer bellies.
Beer bellies. All right, let's see what the most popular answer was. Think they're always right. That's the one thing you didn't mention, but I didn't. You must have been tempted. Farting was second and scratching themselves in public was third, so you mentioned there. Always want sex, somebody said, and somebody else said never want sex. They want to swap husbands, I think. And one person said the most annoying thing about men was Jeremy Clarkson, which is...
That's very true.
Strange answer. Now, Graeme, your question, or the question that you have to work out the answer to, was name something that's bad for your health. What do you think the audience went for on that?
Well, the National Health Service, obviously, but what did the audience go for? Smoking, drinking, sex, bungee jumping. What other hobbies do I have?
Do you do them all together? Or...
Yes, yeah. It's a real buzz.
Which of those?
Well, I'm tempted by goosing Saddam Hussein, but...
I don't think your own private life has to come to it quite so much as that.
I think this audience said smoking.
Smoking. Let's see what the answer is. Smoking, 26%. Well done. There's some other people saying something bad for your health. Falling out of high buildings, rather. Autoerotic asphyxiation was another suggestion from quite a young conservatives in, I think. Going out without your vest on was somebody with a kindly mother, I feel. Jeremy, your question is this. Where is the most unusual place that you've had sex?
I would think probably an aquarium.
An aquarium?
I would say an aquarium would be a fairly unusual place to have sex. A chicken run I could understand entirely, but an aquarium would be fairly difficult, especially if one was on one's own. A great deal of very thick glass to be got through.
Wearing scuba gear.
Well, that ranges a whole...
Makes it rather difficult.
Well, but also more interesting.
Yeah.
I hardly like to intrude on this discussion, but I think you're plumping for aquarium there, which... let's see what the audience said. The most unusual place to have sex? Nightclub toilets.
I would have thought that was one of the most common in the world.
On the platform of the TUC annual conference was a good one. A pig shed was another one. I know we've got some parties in from different parts of the country. It doesn't say who's it with, whether it's the pig or somebody else. One person answered, in your house, while you were asleep. With your wife. Oh, hi, Steve. I didn't know you were in. Anyway, we have to move now to a round called Hidden Agendas. This can involve a question from the audience. Somebody here got a question for our team captains? Yes, madam, what's your question, please?
What is your policy towards a European single currency?
OK, policy towards European single currency. You can't just answer it. You've got to also bring up your hidden agenda. Your hidden agendas are hidden in those envelopes there. And as Graeme will give some hint of his, and Jeremy and Doon can try and guess what's going on. What is your policy towards the European single currency?
Well, hi.
Hi.
As we glide toward the midnight hour, the witching hour, and on into the wee, small hours beyond.
Yeah.
Let's share some thoughts on the single European currency. Worry not. It's easy listening. I need a euro. A euro in the heat of the night. And now for all you Euro-sceptic night owls out there, stepping up to the turntable, it's the king of spin, Mandy Mandelson, with some really cool, middle-of-the-road policies just for you.
Oh, have you got a guess?
Is it something to do with Radio 2 Night Ride?
Well, Radio 2, you've got a big... that's all we needed. You only had to guess that he wants to be a Radio 2 disc jockey, but you showed an impressive knowledge of Radio 2 schedules. For a man of your age and inclinations. Anyway, let's hear your answer, Jeremy, to the same question. And again, the other side has to guess your hidden agenda.
Well, I'm going to answer this question very carefully, because they're listening. They've got, like, microphones and everything.
Right.
They know what we're doing and they know what we're thinking. OK. Now, clearly, sometimes you might need to go abroad, like, say, Amsterdam. And if you're having to hassle with a lot of currency change, you're in the airport for a very, very long time, and that can make you really paranoid. Now, clearly, a lot of things are going to have to sort of converge. And we thought it was the wrong time to enter the single currency because we just couldn't get it together, really. You know?
Yes, you got a guess here?
I would hazard a guess at the legalised cannabis campaign.
Oh, yes, well done. Well, I think that's...